Hello and welcome to the Remotely Review. I'm your host, Remotely. Thank you guys for tuning in. So Season 2, Episode 4 of G-Status ATL Hustle premiered on Sunday night. Did you guys check it out? Okay. It was a great show. I enjoyed this episode. Actually, there was a lot going on. If you're not up to date or familiar with the cast or the storylines, then you may have gotten lost. This episode starts out with Redrick and our guy. Redrick and our guy are actually at a photo shoot. They have a new TV show coming out. It's called Sip and Paint. And just from the title, I assume they're going to be maybe sipping some tea, maybe gossiping a little bit, talking about the girls, and also maybe painting some faces. They do makeup. They both do makeup. And it sounds like something exciting to see. I mean, I respect what our guy does as an artist. I respect what Redrick does as an artist. Redrick, he's known as being the pretty boy, okay? My pretty boyfriend, to be exact, right? That's Redrick. But they're going to be doing a show together. I'm excited to see how that turns out. I'm going to be tuning in. But they're at a photo shoot, okay? And so I guess they're doing promo shots for some upcoming advertisement or maybe some promo for the show or whatever. But out of nowhere appears Devon. You guys know Devon from the show. Devon, this is his first full season as a regular cast member on the show. Okay, and you guys know Devon, he likes to pop off, he likes to turn up. The last time we saw Devon was at the Hibachi Grill, that Hibachi restaurant scene they did. Devon turned up and he threw a glass or a plate or something like that, and I guess the result of that was Redrick being on the floor and being just basically stomped on and stuff like that in the midst of all the chaos. Okay, and of course he was upset, he didn't like that. And I think he was placing most of the blame on Devon. Now, was it Devon who first threw the glass? Was it Devon? It was. Yep, Devon threw that glass of water. And I think it was a little out of line. I think it was too much. I think it was just a little bit it was excessive, unnecessary, okay? But nonetheless, Devon threw the glass of water and it ended up on the other side. And the next thing you know, some plates were thrown. 4 was just all up in a ruckus, and Redrick ended up on the floor. Now, I think Devon showed up to the photo shoot to apologize, but Redrick wasn't ready to receive him yet. Redrick was not ready to receive Devon. And that's where the conflict came in at, okay? Maybe if Redrick had known that Devon was going to show up, maybe he would have been prepared for some sort of apology, but according to Devon, Hakeem invited him. How does Hakeem invite you to a photo shoot that's being held and paid for by Redrick and our guy? I don't know how that works. Nonetheless, Devon says that he was invited by Hakeem. All right. And so the whole time Devon is there, Redrick and our guy are actually asking for him to leave because, as much as you're coming here to apologize or say your piece or whatever, you are interrupting a photo shoot. Like, there's real business going on right now, okay? And you're interrupting that. And you're rude right behind it. You know what I mean? Devon was being rude. I think if somebody tells you, hey, listen, I hear you, but your apology right now means nothing because it doesn't feel sincere. I don't really feel that from you right now. So the energy that you have, you might want to switch it up. If not, you can leave. Devon, he never changed his energy. The energy never changed. It was still well, you're going to listen to me because this is why I did what I did. Okay, we get why you did what you did, but I'm telling you what happened to me as a result of what you did. Therefore, there are no excuses, okay? I don't want to hear anything about it. You violated, I'm offended, there's no coming back from it. That's kind of what Redrick and our guy were telling me, So the conversation progressed, and I think they came to some sort of resolution, kinda, okay? Because, listen, Devon, he apologized, and it's what more can you ask for? The guy apologized, right? I can't go back in time and change what happened. It already happened. But what I can do right now is move forward in a more positive light. I hope that you guys can respect me for coming here and at least apologizing and taking accountability for what I did. So I give you props for that, Devon. And I also want to say it was great to see you pull up in a whip. Yeah. Devon pulled up in a whip, he pulled up in a car, he was actually driving, and I mentioned that because a lot of people have been saying, well, the guys over there on G-Status, ATL Hustle, they don't even have cars, they don't have any money, they can't eat, they can't even buy anything at the hibachi grill, they catch the MARTA, blah, 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 blah. Well, Devon pulled up in a whip, like Devon stepped out of a car when he arrived at that photo shoot, so somebody's doing something out there in the ATL, right? Shout out to Devon. And so, moving on through the episode, we get Delicious and her green screen, right? And Delicious is really revealing like some intimate details about her life. She shares with us her struggle with homelessness. Yeah, Delicious struggled with homelessness, okay? Delicious actually spent time living under a bridge. All right. And I think this was when her family had kicked her out of their home after she revealed her sexuality. This is what Delicious revealed on the show, okay? Now, I always had a soft spot for Delicious ever since that trailer. The season 2 trailer, when they revealed that she was actually undergoing, like, you know, the hormone therapy and stuff like that to transition, okay? But, I didn't know it went this deep, but yeah, it goes deep, all right? And so on this episode, Delicious goes in deep and she tells us exactly how she came to be Delicious, okay? And it sounds like a struggle. I wouldn't wish it up on anybody, but I applaud her. I commend you, Delicious, for actually sharing this information with us. It helps a lot of people, and a lot of us can actually relate, okay? I can actually relate to what Delicious is saying in some of her struggles. I have not been that deep and that down, but I hear you, Delicious. I want you to know that, like, I hear you, and I feel you, okay? And so Delicious talks about how her love and her passion for music actually got her through those tough times, okay? And so while she's homeless, she's sleeping under a bridge, she's fighting to survive. And I'm talking about literally fighting, because there's people trying to, like, they're threatening her safety, and like they're basically causing her harm and trying to, you know, just do bad things to her, right? And so during her whole time under that bridge, like, you know, she's sleeping in dirt, and like she's just, you know, she's in the slums at this point, right? Well, the only thing that got Delicious through those moments was her music, all right? It was her music. And I told people all the time, I love music because music does have the power to heal. Music can heal. It sure can. And so anything Delicious does, I think it's going to turn into gold, because I think there's so much passion behind it. I think there's so much, you know, so much strength and so much power in her material, just based on her story and what she's been through. She's going to be able to put all of that struggle, all of that hurt, all of that pain into that material, okay? And people will love it. People will love it. Now, you guys, Delicious, she's in the studio. She's got a new song coming out. It's called Talk to Me. Okay, be on the lookout for that. Delicious, Talk to Me. Okay? Thank you, Delicious, for sharing that with us, okay? Thank you. We love you. We're rooting for you. We want to see you shine. The sky is the limit for you. All right? Moving on from that, we actually get to, look, I just want to get to the bread and butter of it all, okay? The show progresses into a barbecue that Akeem was throwing. And at this barbecue is where all hell broke loose, okay? Like, all hell broke loose at this barbecue. Thank you, Akeem. Like, I admire you for trying to make up for what took place at that hibachi restaurant. That's what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to try to get the people back together and just try to fix whatever took place at that hibachi restaurant. People were mad at Akeem because he walked in there all high and mighty and didn't speak to nobody. First of all, he was 2 hours late, right? They said Akeem walked in there, he didn't speak to anybody. He invited all these people, right? They said Akeem walked in there and he was late, like I said. And Akeem, he was just dismissive of certain people. Like, you know, like all of that stuff. I'm not saying it, they said it, okay, Akeem? So, don't shoot me, all right? But anyway, Akeem, he's holding a barbecue at his chateau, okay? And everybody shows up this time. Even our guy and Charlie showed up this time. You guys know our guy and Charlie were absent during the last hibachi grill incident. He was actually at a show, like a fashion show in LA, and they were out there hanging out with Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, and so, I mean, and like I said, there was no need for Charlie and our guy to be at that hibachi restaurant because it was a bunch of madness anyway. They didn't want to be there. I'd rather be out there hanging out with Megan Thee Stallion than over here at a hibachi restaurant arguing with a bunch of people that I don't even really know like that. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, we're at Akeem's chateau and they're doing the barbecue and it starts out lovely. Akeem walks in and he actually apologizes for his behavior at the hibachi restaurant. He apologizes to certain people who were involved in that altercation that took place. Redrick wasn't having it though. Like, my pretty boyfriend was not here for it, okay? And I understand why. Like, Redrick wanted a personal apology. Redrick wanted something personal because, well, he felt like he was involved in something and got caught in the crossfire when it really shouldn't have happened. And I agree, there should have been some security or somebody there to kind of diffuse that situation, because when you know you've got a bunch of hotheads, and it's a bunch of hotheads on that cast has a bunch of hotheads, a bunch of firecrackers. So when you know you've got a bunch of people involved like that in the same setting, you need some security on hand. Like, I'm just saying, like, you need some security on hand, and you need to kind of monitor that situation to make sure that everybody is safe. And so I think this is what Redrick was requiring. This is what Redrick was requesting. This is what Redrick kind of wanted to see Akeem take responsibility for. You know, because had there been some security there or somebody just to look out and monitor the team, then perhaps all of that wouldn't have taken place, all right? Nonetheless, it happened. Akeem did apologize. And I think the people heard him. I think they kind of accepted that and they moved on with the barbecue, right? Everything started out lovely. Everybody was having a good time. They were dancing. You know, everybody's getting to meet everybody. You know, they're just laughing and talking and just, you know, having a wang dang doodle, all right? Well, all of a sudden, chaos breaks out because there's a disagreement between Brandon and who? Charlie Exile and our guy. Now, when it comes to the Charlie, our guy, and Brandon situation, I gotta be honest here, and I love y'all. Charlie, I love y'all. Our guy, I love y'all. But y'all did make fun of Brandon's job at California Pizza Kitchen. You did, okay? Like, Delicious called y'all on it from the jump, and so that's why I gotta applaud Delicious for actually standing up and being loyal to her friend that she's known for quite some time, okay? I gotta give it to Delicious and Brandon. As much as I wanted to root for Charlie Exile and our guy, on this one, y'all were guilty. You were throwing shade at him when y'all mentioned his job. Like, you were. And like, you were throwing shade at him when y'all met up with Sherrod and Delicious, and you were throwing shade at him in the green screen. Like, you were. Look, I'm only laughing because of how y'all did it. I'm not laughing at Brandon. Because I'll tell you something. And as quiet as it's kept, this is what you don't know. When you live in the big city, and I'm talking about somewhere outside of Atlanta, when you live in the big city, typically if you are an aspiring artist, like an actor, a musician, maybe you paint, maybe you're a sculptor, maybe you do beads, maybe you're a fashion designer, like whatever, you prefer a job in the restaurant industry as a server because it allows you more time to do your business. It frees you up, okay? Not to mention, a lot of these servers who work in these high-end restaurants, something prestigious, something popular, they're bringing in more money in tips than your person working a standard 9 to 5. Am I right or am I right? See, this is what y'all don't know, okay? And so because I'm familiar with that lifestyle, I know what's going on. I'm the last one to poke fun at Brandon for working at California Pizza Kitchen. And off the bat, I'll tell you right now, I happen to love California Pizza Kitchen, okay? Like, give me my strawberry lemonade with my pizza, okay? Like, give me all, you know what I mean? Like, I want the avocados on top of it and everything. Like, so I routed out for California Pizza Kitchen. So if you work there, Brandon, don't take that personal. And I think what happened at that table or at that barbecue is that, well, Brandon got a little too aggressive. Okay, first of all, you should thank Delicious for telling you, because at least now you know what you're dealing with. At least now you know how these people view you, how they feel about you, right? But you don't have to fly all off the handle about it. Like, you don't have to get all crazy with it. Just deal with it accordingly. You know what I mean? Brandon went back to the table. He let Devon gas him up. Yep, Devon went over there and told him to confront it. You know what I mean? Like, and shout out to you, Devon, but you know, you stirred that up. Like, you filled that boy up. You gassed that boy to go out there and do that. And he went out there and did it and made a fool of himself because, well, they clowned him. Like, they clowned him. Like, they clowned him. They clowned Brandon. All right, and it got so heated to a point where Delicious, I think when Delicious walked over to approach our guy, I don't think she was going over there to be aggressive or to try to fight him. I think she was going over there just to maybe calm him down and maybe just kind of diffuse the thing or whatever. But I think our guy may have been through some stuff. You know, maybe he's dealt with some stuff. And I get it, our guy. Maybe somebody has approached you one too many times the wrong way and you're not trying to fall for it no more. Trust me, I know. And so our guy was not here for it, and so he got really loud and aggressive with Delicious and told her to back up. And to be honest with you, in my position, knowing what I know right now, I would have done the same thing. Sorry, Delicious, I don't think he meant to, you know, fight you or like hit you or nothing, but like, you invaded his personal space, that's all. You know, and so I think now moving forward, Delicious won't do that anymore. Okay, that's neither here nor there. I think the main issue is with this whole Brandon, Charlie, and our guy. Like, I think Brandon was disrespected. I think Brandon got the short end of the stick. I think sitting at that table, our guy and Charlie actually, they told the truth. It just wasn't the truth in detail. Because did Delicious and Sherrod mention him or bring him up? Yeah, that's true. That's true. However, when they brought him up and mentioned him, it turned into laughter because your first reference was to his job and the fact that he served you guys, what, pizza and a drink or something like that? Like, and that's fine, that's okay, right? But it's the way that you guys did it. Like, you were condescending about it. Like, you were kind of condescending about it, okay? And like I said, you know, like, I've been there and done that. Like, I've never been a server myself, but I know what that lifestyle, I know what it's about. I know what it entails, you know, like I know what it actually brings. I know what it garners as a job. When you're out here struggling, trying to be an actor or a musician or whatever, like I know what that's about. Some people know, some people don't. Brandon was the victim in this situation. I think he was the victim all the way around. I think he was a victim when Delicious and Sherrod first brought him up at that little meeting that y'all had. And I also think he was a victim at that barbecue. I think he was a victim all the way around because when you look at the last shot, like they showed Brandon on the phone with his boyfriend basically crying about not fitting in and like not being around the right people. And the next thing you know, in production, y'all are wrong. Like production is so wrong for this right here. Production, they put up, like they typed in the thing, it says, at this moment, Brandon decided that this platform is not for him. Therefore, he is no longer a part of the show. You can catch him on OnlyFans. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. Look, go to YouTube, watch G-Status ATL Hustle. If you need to, fast forward to the end. You see Brandon on their phone. And they said that that boy had gone to OnlyFans, and I thought it was so disrespectful because, first of all, it's not true. Okay, Brandon was actually on that reunion episode of Noah's Ark. If you guys, you saw it, right? Okay. Brandon made an appearance on the reunion episode of Noah's Ark, okay? Was it a little bit, I don't know, obscure looking, just kind of like not in the forefront? Yeah, but I mean, for those of us who know what the business is about and what it takes to get to where you're trying to go, we respect that. So shout out to you, Brandon. Kudos. I applaud you. I don't know how you worked that out, but you did that, okay? And so Brandon's doing things. He's not just on OnlyFans, but that's how the show kind of dismissed Brandon. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they dismissed Brandon. And so, you know, for me, I wish everybody could be friends. Actually, I wish that our guy, Charlie Exile, Sherrod, and Delicious could actually just be friends. Like, to me, that's a power team. That's a power team. Now, I think it's been clear from the jump that Delicious doesn't really like Charlie Exile like that. And I think the feelings are mutual because if you guys can recall, if you saw the episode, Charlie Exile made a statement that I think he regrets to this day. And I think he's going to have to apologize for it publicly. But anyway, he told Delicious to go and chop off her private parts. Yep. He told Delicious to go and chop off her private parts. It was very abrupt. It came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. Boom. Go chop off your bloop. I understand it was in the heat of the moment. They had been drinking and stuff like that. And I think after Charlie said that, he realized what he said. And Charlie and our guy got up and left the table. They exited the whole scene. They went outside to kind of catch their breath and breathe a little bit and just kind of analyze what had taken place, maybe dissect it and process it and, you know, try to fix it. And Charlie gave an apology. He didn't give an apology directly to Delicious, but he did apologize. Like I think he was in his green screen moment and he apologized for what he had said because that is derogatory. You do come across as a transphobe, like you do, like if you make a statement like that. I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying like that's how people will receive you. And I don't think you want that, Charlie, not for your career, not for what you do. You make fantastic music. Your music is phenomenal. Like your music, I think, can be played in clubs. It needs to be licensed in all of these TV shows. Like you need credits, you need placements, you need placements here, you need placements there. Like you need to be kind of, you know, on all of this stuff like writing and just kind of, you know, all of this stuff for all of these big artists because I do think that your music, it's that kind of music. Real talk. Real talk. Bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch, right? Y'all know that's my favorite. That's my favorite. But anyway, we love y'all like we like you, our guy. We like you, Charlie. We like you, Delicious. We like you, Sherrod. Brandon, we hate to see you go. I think we could have liked you, but we didn't see you long enough. I didn't see Brandon long enough to actually fall in love with him and like him, so, you know, but I wish you the best. I understand what you're doing. Don't quit your job at California Pizza Kitchen. CPK is great, okay? I'm sure your hours are flexible. You probably get good money in tips, okay? Like, I'm telling you, if you work at one of these restaurants, and if you have a good personality, if you come in and like, you know, you're good with your managers and stuff like that, like, you probably do well at these restaurants. And then that money supports your outside career, whether it's music or acting, trying to get some headshots, whatever. So Tremel and Hey Mikey has his own radio show out in Atlanta. And they both interviewed Sammy. You guys know Sammy. He's a child star. He had a song out called I Like It. And a couple of other songs too. Sammy was big back in the day, right? And they had the chance to interview him. I think it was a great interview. Sammy actually dropped a lot of gems that I think we all could relate to. I think we all could kind of benefit from. I picked them all up. I hope you did as well if you watched the show, okay? He was able to share with us some of the details about the industry that you never hear about. He talked to us about why he went away for a little while and how he benefited from that departure. We thought Sammy had disappeared. No, Sammy was still on the scene. He was just underground, okay? And he shared a lot of intimate details about his life with Mikey and Tremel, okay? And so I appreciated that aspect of the show. All right, it was great to see that kind of thing going on G-Status ATL Hustle, okay? But Mikey played another pivotal role in the show during that barbecue at Akeem's place because I don't know what happened, I don't know who said what, but it sounds like Mikey has an issue with Sherrod. Sherrod, I don't know what you said, but whatever it was offensive to Mikey. Okay, whatever it is, Mikey, he's denouncing the whole thing. He's disputing it. He disagrees. He wants no part of it, okay? And I guess it's something that could jeopardize his family. Mikey made a statement about something about you're messing with his money or something like that, and like he needs to take care of his child. I guess Mikey has some kids. He's got his He's got some biological children or something like that. I don't know, but like, whatever it was, whatever statements that were made, Mikey says that interferes with his money. Like, they said that, Mikey says that somebody said, and I guess it was Sherrod, somebody said that he had slept with Tremel in order to get Tremel over on the radio show. You guys know Tremel, he does radio, he's a radio personality out there in Atlanta, okay? And so, I guess he was like a hot commodity at the time, or like in high demand, and so Mikey wanted him on the show, right? According to Sherrod or whoever said this stuff, whoever, right? Somebody said that Mikey slept with Tremel in order to get him on the show. Okay. If it's a lie, they told it, okay? You didn't hear it from me. I didn't say it. They said it. Okay? And so Mikey, he's fired up at this point. Like, he goes on a rampage. Like, he looks directly into the camera at Akeem's barbecue, and he says, hey, listen, the next time I see you, Sherrod, you're mine. Your ass is grass. Pretty much. And so I don't know how that's going to turn out. Like, I don't know what's going to come from that. I hope they can resolve the issue, because whatever it is, I'm sure it's petty. Okay, I thought Sherrod and Tremel were friends. Like, I thought they were friends. I thought they were cool. So, like, why would Sherrod make a statement like that about Tremel? If Tremel is climbing the ladder and, like, out here winning, then wouldn't you just simply congratulate him? You know, like... So that's why it's hard for me to believe that Sherrod would even say something like that. Like, I don't believe it. Like, Sherrod, I don't think you said it. I don't think you said that, Sherrod. I don't think you said it. Y'all know I ride for Sherrod. Okay, Sherrod is the Beyonce, the Kim Kardashian, and the Nene Leakes of the show. Okay? Shout out to Sherrod. Okay? But I hope you didn't say that, Sherrod. We're better than that. We don't make statements like that. Like, we don't do that. I mean, you know, if another man is climbing the ladder, applaud him and move on. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no hate, no hate, no hate. Now, we know that Charlie Exile and Delicious, they're into it. They don't like each other. They're mad. They're calling each other names and stuff, right? Well, after Charlie Exile tells Delicious to chop off her private parts, Delicious says, oh, well, you would know it's big, right? Because you. Look, y'all, I cannot make this up. If it's a lie, they told it, okay? Because Delicious, she made the claim that she had actually penetrated Charlie Exile, okay, and that he ate her out and some stuff like that. Like, I don't usually talk this vulgar on my show, so forgive me. Like, I don't do that, but I gotta give y'all the details, okay? This is what's taking place on G-Static's ATL Hustle. If you have not seen the show, you're missing out. I'm telling y'all, it's over on YouTube. You gotta check it out. They're really getting down and dirty over there, okay? This girl said that she penetrated Charlie Exile and that he had performed oral sex on her, okay? Like... Charlie denied it. He denied it. But Delicious made it seem so real. Like, she made it seem so factual. Like, people were actually believing it. Like, people were actually getting up and coming outside and asking Charlie, did you hear what she just said? She said she did that to you, and she said you paid for it. She said he paid for it. Look. I can't even talk. Look, Charlie doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. Okay. Delicious does strike me as that kind of girl that will make you pay for it. Like, so I don't know what to say. Like I don't know what to make of that. Like I don't know. Look, I hope y'all can fix it. I hope y'all can work this out and move forward. But I could tell y'all didn't like each other from the jump. Like, I knew that just off the bat. Like, even when Delicious and Sherrod went to Charlie's show, like, Delicious didn't know, like, she didn't know Charlie, okay? Like, and she admitted that. Like, Delicious was only there because it was Sherrod and she was accompanying her brother. Like, she wanted to accompany her brother, okay? And I don't blame her for that. I applaud her for accompanying her brother, okay? I hoped that they would have gotten along because, I mean, look, let's just keep it real. Charlie does make good music. Like, we can't deny that. I'm not going to allow that. Like, I'm not going to support that. Like, he does make good music. And so, I think musically, like, artistically, you want to be aligned with somebody like that. But hey, personally, if it doesn't work out, why even bother, right? Okay. So, I get that. Y'all don't really match like that. Okay, cool. But now we're getting into complicated territories when we talk about, well, chop off your boom boom boom. Oh, well, you must know how big it is because you sucked it and I bumped you and you did this. You know, like, this is, I can't make this up. This is what they said, y'all. Okay? So that's kind of how the show ended. That's how this episode ended. You know what I mean? Like, that was kind of like the turnout of it all. It was explosive. I liked it. This is what I want to see from the show. Like, this is what we need from G-Status ATL Hustle. Like, I would like to see a little bit more high roller kind of thing. Like, I want to see a little bit more of us rolling around in Delicious's car. You know, Delicious has a nice car. I want to see a little bit more of us just kind of maybe hanging out at some sort of fancy club and, you know, just going shopping, like that scene where we had our guy and Charlie Exile. Like, I want to see more stuff like that in the show. Like, give me a little bit more detail, like where we had Roman and Sherrod in the gym. Like, I like that. Like, it felt more realistic to me. Like, it felt like real life to me. It felt more desirable. Like, it felt like more of like, oh, I wish I lived that life kind of thing. Like, you know, like, that's what I got from those scenes. So, like, if I could see a little bit more of that, you know what I mean? But other than that, I applaud you guys for what you do over there. Like, I'm going to keep tuning in, you know, like, shout out to everybody, the whole cast. There's nothing personal going on here. You guys know I have a job to do. I have to bring the reviews. I have to actually critique what you guys are doing, okay? And so, I applaud all of y'all, though. Like, you guys are great. Like, you're all handsome. Like, you're, to me, in my eyes, successful because you have actually catapulted yourselves into mainstream media right now, okay? And so, like, you know, you're doing something right, okay? So give yourselves a pat on the back, okay? And just be happy with where you are in life right now. I know we can't all be friends, but at least we can respect each other for at least being on the same platform, because at the end of the day, you are on the same platform. So, you know, nobody's better than the next person. You know what I mean? So again, if you haven't seen the show, head over to YouTube, check out G-Status ATL Hustle Status Network TV, alright? You're watching the Remotely Review.